everyone, and welcome back to another video on Pocket Incoming. Today we are going to talk about Ghost type teams. Ghost type Pokemons are really popular among Pokemon fans everywhere. And today I'm going to show you how you can build a Ghost type team in Pocket Incoming. Now in order to start, let's click on Pokédex and look at the various Pokemon that are available for Ghost type teams. So first of all, you want only S+ Pokemon for this team. And although there are just 6 choices, the most important Pokemon that you really want on your team is Shadow Rider Calyrex. That is because SRC is the main attacker in Ghost type teams. If you look at his attack stat, it's a whopping 165, which is very good for an attacker. And if you look at its skill set, and if we click on its Centaur Unity, you will see that when non-summoned units dies, that is any Pokemon on the team dies, it just moves and causes 150 special attack damage. So when you have Shadow Rider Calyrex at a decently high stars, what happens is as soon as something dies, Shadow Rider Calyrex moves and causes a lot of damage. Now before we had Shadow Rider Calyrex, we had Marshadow, which was a great DPS for Ghost type teams. But since then, Marshadow has been nerfed a lot. Although it has a P attack stat of 125, it's still lower than Shadow Rider Calyrex, and Marshadow is not really recommended for Ghost type teams anymore. The next essential teammate that you want is Lunala. Lunala has an insanely high HP of 137 and also a high special attack of 137 as well. This makes it a very well-rounded attacker as well as kind of a tank. And that is because of its passive, which is the Moon phase. Now if you look at its passive, you will see that when the HP is greater than 70%, it gains a 30% damage reduction, which is already quite tanky. Furthermore, it has the ability which is known as Moon Mark, and this is a level 3 buff, and it gives it a mark which is consumed when it receives fatal damage, and it revives Lunala to full HP before the start of the next round. Now this is essentially a free revive like that of Ho-Oh or Celebi. There's also other parts to this passive like New Moon, where it just drops 3 ultimates on random Pokemon. There's also something like First Water, where it gives stealth to the other Ghost type Pokemon. Now it is a long passive, so I will not bore you with the details, but the short gist is you need Lunala if you are building a Ghost type team. Now the next Pokemon that you want on your team is Hoopa, but in the confined form, because in the released form it's like Psychic and Dark and not Ghost type, so it doesn't enjoy the Ghost type buffs. Now Hoopa is good for a number of reasons, and the first among them is the Hyperspace Hole, where it sends some of the Pokemon into like a prism realm, and those Pokemon cannot be attacked, or those Pokemon cannot attack your own Hoopa or teammates when they are in the present realm. And if we look at its passive, we can see that it has other types of debuffs as well. First is there's stealth, where it will not be attacked by active skills. Then at higher stars, it unlocks more of its passive. One among them is very interesting, like I find very interesting, which is the Jug of Retribution. And here, when the enemy kills Hoopa, it gets sealed in the little prison bottle, and it also loses 30% of its max HP when it's released from the prison bottle. Now besides that, you can also use Shiny Mega Gengar. It has an SP attack of 170. However, it's not the best attacker, like it doesn't have the best attacking moveset and stuff for Ghost type teams. You could also use Giratina. And the good thing about Giratina is it's an extremely good tank. Now this is reflected in the different passives that it possesses. For example, sometimes there's a 30% P defense and SP defense. Sometimes there's damage reduction with every ghost type Pokemon that's on the team currently. And finally, when more and more ghost Pokemon dies, it gives Giratina even more damage reduction, which makes it an extremely good tank for ghost type teams. Now, if you don't want a pure ghost type team, but would want other meta attackers, for example Mega Mewtwo Y, you can do that as well. And I'll show you a team which actually does a part psychic, part ghost type team, which is really high in the meta right now. Now this is part psychic, part ghost type team, and we have the ghost type teammates as SRC, Hoopa, and Lunala, while the psychic type teammates are MMY, that is Mega Mewtwo Y, Omew, and Celebi. Celebi and Omew heal all of the psychic type Pokemon in the team, and Mega Mewtwo Y and SRC are the attackers. Lunala and Hoopa also serve as tanks since they are in the front line, and finally Celebi also provides a revive to teammates when they receive fatal damage. Now here's another team with the same teammates, and as you can see they are running a similar setup. What you can also do is run a slightly different setup and have a different support like Xerneas. Here the purpose of Xerneas is to heal SRC because SRC enjoys all grass type buffs. Marshadow is also present in this team, but I have talked to people and everyone keeps saying that Marshadow is not the best option for ghost teams right now. You're better off using a better support like Ho-Oh. Now here's another variation where they are using Zamazenta as kind of a tank and also to support Gallade and Marshadow. However, there are far better combinations possible for ghost type teams, and I'll show you one in a second, which is run by someone called Ivaltal in server 73, and I'll show you what he's running, and you can see the full video where he's running SRC, Lunala, Gengar, and Hoopa along with Omew and Ho-Oh. You could also run Celebi here. The purpose of Omew is to heal all of the psychic type teammates, as I mentioned before, while Ho-Oh provides a free revive to the highest attack Pokemon. And you can see here that you could also use Celebi, and if Celebi is higher than 6 stars, like 8 stars or 11 stars, even Z-moved, it can provide additional revives for your ghost type team. This battle here truly showcases the importance of Hoopa, as it creates the portals which takes away the enemy Pokemon, and Shadow Rider Calyrex can actually do damage to the rest of the Pokemons on the team. And you can see here that the enemy has multiple SS Pokemon like Mega Diancie, Mega Mewtwo X. But despite that, Ivaltal with a ghost type team manages to win the battle. I will fast forward the rest of the battle, but you can see here that the ghost type team actually clinches the win. And with that, I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.